Hello, everybody. Welcome to TOI Sports Digital, where we are back again with our daily show Beyond the Boundary. And we are discussing IPL 2025. Today is another double header day. And as always, we've got a power pack panel to discuss all things about IPL 2025. We are being joined by Dwaipan Datta from Chennai. And we also have Nitin Naik, who's joining us from Mumbai. So we'll have one more guest joining us very shortly. We'll update you on that other guest as well. But first up, gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining us. Starting off with you, Dwaipan. What was that from Abhishek Sharma? It was almost as if he was a man possessed last night at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. The highest score ever by an Indian in IPL, the second highest successful chase in the IPL. That was some effort yesterday.
Terrific effort. We know he has that in him. Like this is something that we have kind of come to expect from him because he has that crazy game in him. And that there are some that and there is an element of beauty about his game. Like that is what makes it when it comes off. It looks very good. He holds the bat slightly higher up than most of the batters who hold it lower down, and the backswing and all those things, everything was on display yesterday. But one thing, as I go forward, as we get into the hyperboles, before that I will just tell one thing, that even yesterday, even before he reached 50, at least thrice he was out, like he was out once of a no ball, and two catches were dropped. So as we start loving and investing on Abhishek Sharma, we should also keep in mind that there will be failures. There will be failures in 5 6 games where it will not happen, because that is his nature of play. So it was fantastic, we all loved it, but do not overreact to the 2 3 failures that he will have when he plays for India. That's what I would like to say.
It's a strong message to people who are backing Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, and who have just joined us as well on the chat. Welcome to the chat, Gaurav. That's a very strong message to you because you're always out to prove that Shubman Gill and Yashasvi Jaiswal should be part of T20 team. Yashasvi Jaiswal I can understand, but Shubman Gill I don't know. Only you seem to want him, but the selectors, the successive selection panel, successive coaches, successive captains don't seem to want him in the T20 side, anywhere close to the T20 side, but only you seem to want him. What is this conspiracy, and why don't you want Abhishek Sharma in the lineup?
No, I changed my mind after I went to the Wankhede Stadium with Nitin that day when he scored that blazing 100 against
Why
England.
are you
It
tagging
was an
Nitin in it?
unbelievable knock.
You should have an
That
independent
thought.
view. Why are you tagging Nitin in it?
No. I'm saying that when we saw that knock at the Wankhede Stadium that day, I realized that I was wrong, and I really was not aware of this guy's potential. All I was told is that युवराज सिंह इनको train कर रहे हैं और युवराज सिंह मतलब इनको mentor कर रहे हैं. UV Paji has great things to say about him, and Gautam Gambhir is promoting him because Yuvraj has recommended highly about him. So like that, till that point, I still believe Shubman Gill is is a very consistent batsman. He has had great IPL 700-800 रन बना के बनाए उन्होंने IPL में. Even the year that he was not picked for the T20 World Cup last year also, he had a great IPL. Unfortunately, could not make it to the he was in the reserves, could not make it to the main 15-16. So like that, immediately after that he was made the captain also. So I mean, Abhishek is obviously one level higher because of the fact of the amount of risk that he takes, and he gets away with it. You know, but Gill is also an equally talented player, and for somehow ये पंजाब मतलब fortunately for us इन्हें पंजाब से जबरदस्त talent आ रहा है when it comes to T20 cricket.
Nitin, the fact that Abhishek can also bowl a bit, does that tilt the scales in favor of him compared to Shubman Gill, who can only contribute with the bat? He's very good in one day cricket. We don't know about Test cricket because he's not done well outside Asia for 4.5 years now. But in T20 cricket, Abhishek, Yashasvi, and Sanju, and now even dare I say someone like a Prabh Singh could be in that thinking for the selectors. I am not privy to any information. What do you think?
What strikes me, Chandresh, is he seems to want to go all the time. You know, he wants to bat in sixth gear, fifth gear, even after the power play. I think that's what we saw even yesterday, and even in the knock that I was very fortunate to witness at the Wankhede in February. against England. Against the high pace of Zofra Archer also. He seemed to have time to play those aggressive shots. And as Vaipan very rightly pointed out, he holds the bat very highly. I think he has some of the best hands that we have seen off late by any Indian cricketer. I think he's got beautiful hands. He as we have to be prepared to accept failures and give him the rope. I mean, I think even in the series against England, I think he failed for 4 games and he clicked in game five. I think in Zimbabwe, I think once he got that 100, he was moved around the batting order, and then he did not really. He what With him, he has to open. He has to bat in the first 6 overs. Being a left-hander obviously adds to the oomph factor that he has, and obviously his bowling also is a plus. It's no great shakes, but it's a plus. If you want 1 over, I think yesterday, Pat Cummins erred. I thought he could have spared that 1 over from Shami that he bowled in the end, which went for 27 runs. I thought 1 over of Abhishek somewhere in between. I thought it could have saved him that Shami over.
Yeah, Dwepen, this Mohammed Shami in T20 cricket, I think we touched upon it yesterday as well. It was almost as if he was just running in and just placing the ball there, saying, please hit me wherever you want me to hit. And especially the last delivery. It almost was a defeatist mindset, the last delivery from Mohammed Shami.
Yes, it is happening to him. It is I think what he needs, like, at a time like this, he needs uh, somebody like a Nehra or a Zahir Khan to work with him, like, uh, who can give him the proper direction. Like, there is a lack of I direction, as in not just bowling direction, but there is a lack of direction in the way he should go about his T20 bowling at this stage of his career. Like, he is kind of bowling it all over, and once one goes for a six, he's losing it in his mind. Like, there is no reason to lose it in your mind against Marcus Stoinis. Like, he's Shami is better than that. So going for four sixes and going for 75 runs of 4 overs, that is not expected of a bowler of the quality of Shami. So uh, he will still play. See, Shami will not play for India in T20 cricket anymore, but he can still revive his IPL career going forward, provided he has that proper. He works with data and coach and all those things and gets it right. Well, like the wide Yorker, etc. These balls, because he has pace. So if he gets the wide Yorker right, then there is no issue as to why he can't still be successful in T20 cricket given the experience that he has. It was slightly sad to see him taken apart like that, because he's my favorite pace bowler. So, but yes, it looked bad yesterday. Yeah.
Uh, Gaurav, are we too emotionally attached to our one-day players? So, like a Gill, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, just because they perform in one-day cricket, we want them to play in T20 cricket, and the same goes for Mohammad Shami as well. Just because he does well in one-day cricket, we are trying to push him into T20 cricket as well. Are we too emotionally attached to our one-day players? Why can't we accept that we can have two different teams? We have such a big population, we might as well have two different T20 teams, two different one-day teams.
I think Chandresh Gautam Gambhir has started to do that, which is why you see a lot of names playing in the T20 team, which are not there in the other two formats. Because obviously there are guys like Rohit and Virat in the other two formats who have been there for the past 15, 16 years, and they're still continuing. With regards to Shami, I think there was a policy about him in 22. That much I very clearly remember speaking to people in the BCCI, that he will not be a part of the T20 setup anymore. And he was not supposed to play in the T20 World Cup of 2022. He only played because Jasprit Bumrah suffered an injury, and the selectors were left with no option but to go for him to in search of experience. Because there was nobody to lead the attack. And I think that wasn't a very wise call. He got hammered. Then 24 World Cup के time पे तो शायद वो injured ही थे, so he missed it. You know, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't fit into the into India's T20 team. I also think so. He's looked a bit rusty. At the Champions Trophy also he picked up wickets, but वो जो पुराने वाले शमी है वो अभी तक नजर नहीं आया. I thought his high point was obviously the 2019 World Cup. In fact, in this form, I dare say that is he amongst your 4 5 top fast bowlers to be picked for the England tour? I don't think so. I certainly don't think so. I mean, the jury's out on that, I think. In the shorter formats, definitely, I think. And when it comes to other players, that the names that you took, Shreyas Iyer has proved himself to be a decent T20 player. He's performed well in this IPL also. He's performing well. उन्होंने भी कल बनाया कुछ 60-70 अच्छा काफी good speed से. But again, the thing with Shami and the other fast bowlers is, as Shardul very rightly yesterday pointed out, he said that थोड़ा fast bowlers को easily judge करिए IPL में. Are we being too harsh on them also? Because with this impact play rule and flat wickets, you are bowling to 9 batsmen and almost 8 specialist batsmen out and out, including at least 5 6 big hitters on extremely flat tracks. So it's not easy. So Shardul's message was to commentators to go a bit easy on commentators. So on the fast bowlers. I think that applies in maybe that applies in Shami's case as well, because there'll be the odd days when fast bowlers will get. It's like a batsman getting out for zeros. So I think the fast bowler will have a bad day in these conditions.
Nitin, last night when Punjab were batting, even though the score ended up at 245, do you felt that in the middle, Shreyas and Nehal, they could have batted a little quicker? Because I thought that they sort of lost momentum, and then when Nehal and Sushank fell back to back, the innings just went into a bit of a slow motion, and then it took a Marcus Stoinis effort to really bring them up to speed. Do you think that was the missing link for Punjab last night?
I think more than Shreyas, I thought Nehal, I thought struggled to accelerate. I think Shreyas was already batting at a strike rate of 160, 170 plus. I think Nehal Vadera was batting at a run a ball. That may have cost them 15, 20 runs, but really, I mean, the way the wicket was behaving and the way Abhishek Sharma played, I think it was just his day, with the amount of luck that he enjoyed. I think Shreyas was asked by Pomi Mbangwa in the post-match interview with the captain that did he think that it was they were under par, considering that they had reached 89 in the first 6 overs. But so Shreyas, I think, just laughed and he said that I thought that 230 was a great score on this pitch, and we ended up with 246. So uh, I think more than the batting of Shreyas and Vadera, I think we should just compliment the way Travis said and Abhishek Sharma played, especially Abhishek Sharma. As I said, in the earlier segment, his willingness to keep going, keep attacking, irrespective of the field restrictions or the bowlers. It's a very very high risk approach, but it's also a high risk high reward approach, and I think he rightly mentioned Surya also in his post match chat with Harsha Bhogle. I think he said that Surya Kumar Yadav was in constant touch with him, and he said that he told him not to worry. It will be an interesting game at the Wankhede when the two of them come face to face with each other. Yes, they would want to beat each other, and Surya would love to see the back of him as a senior MI player. But I'm sure that as an India T20 skipper, he would be happy that one of his key players is in such good form again.
Dwepan, one interesting stat is the fact that last year, when Punjab chased on 260 against Kolkata, Shreyas was the captain of Kolkata. This time, when Hyderabad chased on 245 against Punjab, Shreyas is the captain. What is it about Shreyas and not being able to handle chases? Do you think that he missed Lockie Ferguson? That was a big
Yes,
miss.
yes, of course, of course. I think that coincidence is about the nature of the pitch. Like Eden Gardens on days can be like they have 4 5 pitches, but a couple of those pitches are like it's like a row highway. You can just stand and hit. Even Harry Brook, a terrible an IPL player, he has also scored a century. His only innings of note has come in Calcutta, a century. So, so I think that coincidence is about the nature of the pitch, because it so happened that he was the Calcutta captain there, and here he was the Punjab captain. But having said that, yes, Lockie Ferguson missing on a pitch like that, when you are you are banking on a bowler and he limps out in his first over, it is a massive blow. It is a massive blow. Having said that, I don't think the day that Abhishek Sharma was having, and after those three chances that did not materialize, there was any stopping Sunrisers Hyderabad. Once they reached 100 as fast as they did, they would have got it. But yes, missing Lockie Ferguson was definitely a fact.
So I think now what we need to do, Nitin and Dwepan, is the fact that share our birth dates and all our other details with Gaurav, because the topic that I want to talk about is the fact that what happened with Lucknow Super Giants. Gaurav was the one who called out that Lucknow is going to win. So I'm going to be sharing all my details. You guys can also share your details with Gaurav. He can probably tell us our future as well while he's live with us. Gaurav, what was it that what that made you say that Lucknow will win that contest, and Avijit Da called that Hyderabad will win this contest. So both of you, in fact, but first you.
I actually because of the confidence that the way Pooran is playing. My whole hunch was based on Pooran and the way Shardul has been bowling and the way Pooran has been batting. Pooran has been in absolutely sensational form. Like he's in the kind of form that I think Chris Gale was in for this 2 3 years in the IPL. I think 2011, 12, and 13, that phase. He looks unstoppable. Yeah, I mean he just hits the ball so cleanly. इतना वो मतलब मैच को बिल्कुल he just kills the bowlers, spinners especially. And I think that old West Indian power you can see, that old West Indian big hitting that completely ground appears like a minuscule this thing. वो थोड़ा सा art है उनके अंदर. And I thought Ravi Bishnoi also bowled well yesterday. Finally, I think he got rid of Washi and one more batter, and finally he looked in some sort of a rhythm. Shardul again bowled pretty well. So things are coming together for them, and I mean, this victory should be a very big booster for them because they beat GT which is the table toppers team without or at least number two or thereabouts, without this guy being there in the mix, Mitchell Marsh. Now with Mitchell Marsh coming back and David Miller का भी पूरी तरीके से use नहीं हुआ है. I think yesterday the chase was almost done by the time Miller came. So things are pretty much falling in place for them out of nowhere. And despite the captain not being in great form, I thought Rishabh looked slightly in better touch yesterday. So everything is coming together for them, and with all the injuries that they had and all, I think it's an underrated unit, and not much is expected of them. I mean, LSG beating GT in this with GT playing in this form is certainly a big coup by the Lucknow team.
Nitin, what do you make of Rishabh Pant opening? It gives him more time at the top of the order, but he didn't really fire as such. But at least there's something different that he's trying to do rather than coming in at number four when they are running out of time.
Yeah, but I still think Chandresh that he needs to recalibrate his T20 game, and maybe he needs to recalibrate his mindset. He just seems very rushed whenever he plays this format. He feels that he needs to go off. He needs to go after every ball. He loses shape. He looks terrible at the crease. He should just take a cue from the other left-hander that is there in his team, Nicholas Pooran. I think he very seldom do you see him lose shape when he's hitting those big shots, and Rishabh for for curious reasons. I don't know. He hasn't. I thought that when he scored that brilliant triple hundred in Mumbai in a Ranji Trophy, I think he scored that triple hundred in one day. I thought that the T20 game will come to him the easiest, but it's quite ironic that the T20 game seems the hardest for him to master. And even one day cricket, it brings me, it takes me back to the memories that I have of Michael Slater, who was such an aggressive test match batsman and who we all thought that would be a super hit in one day cricket. We didn't have T20 obviously back then, but we thought that he would be a super hit in one day cricket. But Slater just could not master that format, and it was Australia's lost really.
The weapon, while Gujarat were batting, they had a terrific century run partnership. Your boy Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill started off well. But do you think that they didn't score at the pace that was required? Because by the time they got out, the innings just nosedived after they put on 120. Do you think that the teams who are getting starts are not understanding what they need to score, like yesterday with Punjab and Gujarat as well earlier?
No, Chandrash, I think there is their opening partnership was fine. Like there was no pro. I think they reached 120 by the 13th over or so. So that is that. What more can you expect? So when you are reaching 120 that quickly, you should be getting 200 plus. I think what can bother GT is that 5, 6 Tewatia, Shahrukh Khan, these guys, like the fact that Glenn Phillips has gone out. Glenn Phillips was that late firepower kind of a guy who could have come in. What David Miller used to do for them when they won and made the final. So I have known Shahrukh Khan. Shahrukh Khan is bang average. He doesn't get runs regularly, even in Syed Mushtaq Ali. And Tewatia against good attacks will struggle. Tewatia has one shot that is from offside. He plays the ball on the onside. He doesn't have an offside game against good bowlers he will get restricted. So those two two players at 5 and 6 they can be exposed on certain days. I think that's what happened yesterday, and it can happen against skillful bowling lineups here and there. So they need to find a proper number five or a player who can play that 5 or 6 role, a finisher's role from 14th to 20th, with Tewatia and or Shahrukh Khan, one of them having a 7 ball, 8 ball cameo. Otherwise, if they are banking on these two guys on a regular basis, they can get stuck sometimes in some of the games.
Interesting. So those were the games last night. Two games, completely throwing open the points table, so to speak, and it's now looking at different points table, slightly, not much, but slightly different points table with Gujarat now on second place, Punjab now slipping below Royal Challengers Bengaluru, but it's too close to call even at this stage. That's why today's games, Gaurav, are going to be very interesting because we've got Rajasthan taking on Bengaluru at Savai Mansingh Stadium, and then later Delhi takes on Mumbai. Focusing first on Rajasthan versus Bengaluru game, we'll have a toss in 6 minutes' time. How do you see that game, especially with the fact that Rajasthan are looking to make a comeback and Bengaluru coming off a loss? How do you see that game progressing?
I think both teams have blown out, blown cold kind of been a situation. They have not been consistent. They've been one match they play very well. It looks like everything is coming together along. Virat is leading RCB's charge, and the others are batting well around him. And the bowling is also coming along well for the first time in many years, and so on and so forth. फिर एकदम से वो लोग slip हो जाते हैं. So I don't know. I mean, these two teams, what they'll bring to the table has been a bit hard to predict. Although RR, definitely you can say that they've been missing key players. They've been missing the guys whom they have let go of. Especially Butler, Yuzi, those kind of players जो उन लोगों ने छोड़े हैं, they are definitely missing them. But I think RCB को थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है favorites है. RR still hasn't found its rhythm मुझे लगता है. Although I mean much of again their bowling depends on Jofra Archer. It has been a delight to watch him. In a tournament where fast bowlers are getting clobbered left, right, and center, Jofra, Siraj, and Shardul, these three, four bowlers have stood out for me. I mean, Jofra has been sensational, absolutely, and I would look forward to watching him, sort of hurry up the batsman, and if he keeps up his fitness, and then it will be a delight to watch him this summer in England as well. If he's able to play Test, although I think शायद अब वो टेस्ट क्रिकेट नहीं खेलेंगे. But in this IPL, he has been a revelation, absolutely.
Nitin, Jofra Archer versus Virat Kohli, is that the battle that you were looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, Zofra Archer and even his England colleague Phil Salt. I think that will be quite an interesting battle. I also would like to see how how Jaiswal plays, he would now know that his spot in the T20 team is up for grabs with Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson himself playing so well. It's almost Sanju being the captain of Royals now, opening the innings in the absence of Butler. So Sanju and Yashasvi are almost auditioning for that second opener spot, for the Indian team. So it's quite interesting that way. I will again, as I will stick with Gaurav and say that I think I'll go with the RCB team in this one. I think they have got a more balanced attack. RR, I think, are slightly light in terms of their bowling this time.
Yes, we'll have a toss in 4 minutes' time at Jaipur. Dwepan, do you agree with Nitin and Gaurav on that point about Bengaluru being the better side?
Yes, Bengaluru is the better side, and but one matchup I'm very interested to see is that I just saw it today that Sandeep Sharma has got Virat Kohli out 7 times. So like that is one bowler who has bothered Virat a little bit in the IPL. So let's see if they use Sandeep Sharma against Virat in this game. And this match is, I think, this is the first that Jaipur is,
Hosting, yeah.
Rajasthan is playing in Jaipur.
Jaipur,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
the side boundaries are bigger, and Vanindu Hasaranga will come back. So those things are there. It's a it's a very evenly matched. This game is, it's difficult to call. They can have their days, but yes, RCB, I think, uh, on paper the quality that they have is more solid. There is an element of solidity about this RCB team which they have lacked over the years.
Yeah, the toss is in 2 minutes' time. RCB have something to think about, but Rajasthan have a lot more problems to deal with. The next game after that is the game between Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians to be played in Delhi. This is the first game in Delhi this season. Gaurav, how do you see this contest? Is your good friend Rohit Sharma available to play? Is he an impact player? Is he not an impact player? What is the situation with him? And uh, how are they going to come back from this hole that they've dug themselves into?
Well, he batted in the nets yesterday. I asked somebody in the MI camp and I was told that he batted in the nets and he looked really good in the nets. But वो nets भी अच्छे लगते हैं आजकल unfortunately IPL में. तो I don't know. मतलब he will play I think surely. But I think मुझे लगता है बाद में substitute कर दिए जाएंगे. Obviously fielding नहीं करेंगे. अगर वो पहले बैटिंग करते हैं और पहले अगर MI bowling करता है तो फिर बाद में आ जाएंगे impact player की तरह. But कितना impact हो रहा है वो भी देखना बाकी है. तो but all in all I mean I mean, Hardik, the way Hardik has been batting, Hardik, Surya, all these guys, I think, and I think DC with the form that they're in, मुझे लगता है कि शायद वो MI को बुरी तरह से हरा सकते हैं इस मैच में if everything goes well. So, but again, this is a traditional rivalry, Mumbai versus Delhi. So it might just bring out the best in MI. So all in all, but definitely रोहित के ऊपर आइज रहेंगी क्योंकि धीरे धीरे अब इंग्लैंड टूर के जो है काउंटडाउन शुरू हो रहा है और मतलब अभी तक कहीं दूर दूर तक नामो निशान नहीं है कि अपनी फॉर्म उनकी थोड़ी सी वापस आई हो. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Nitin, how do you see this contest? Delhi versus Mumbai, traditional rivalry, as Gaurav mentioned. But are there smaller stories within this battle that you're looking forward to?
Uh, not really smaller stories as such, but I think Delhi's spin attack is far much far better than what MI has. I think MI don't have the maybe if they may bring in Mujib, I don't know. If they do, then I think Deepak Chahar has been a very bad signing for them. He's not been completing his quota of 4 overs. He's got the odd wicket, but then he's gone for plenty. And apart from that cameo against CSK in Chennai, I don't think his batting also has been and if you really expect runs from Deepak Chahar, then I think you're in trouble. So I would in fact want to see uh, you know, will Jacks get some runs? I think the shorter boundaries at the Kotla may just get him firing. Even he has really not. There was so much of there was so much of delight and happiness when Mumbai Indians landed up with Will Jacks. The owner going up to RCB and shaking hands at the auctions. Thanking them for letting him go and then landing up with them. So I think I'll still go with Delhi here simply because I think they have a better attack, better spin bowling attack. Kuldeep obviously is in great form. Uh, Rohit Sharma has had a good record at Delhi, but he really is stretching it now. I think Rohit and Dhoni are, I think, overstaying their welcome.
That's a big call by Nitin there. Dwepan, Rohit and Dhoni overstaying their welcome. Gaurav obviously is smiling it away. But Dwepan, what is your take on that particular issue?
Oh yes, I completely agree that they have overstayed their invitation. Dhoni has done it by a longer margin. Rohit also is doing it. Rohit was probably fine in white ball cricket till a point, but not anymore. And Test cricket, he doesn't fit into the squad. Like whether he gets runs or doesn't get runs, his England selection should not be part of this discussion at all. Like if we are doing it, we are doing disservice to Indian cricket. Like this IPL has nothing to, should not have any bearing to do with the England selection. Then Priyan Sharia should be playing. So that's what it is. So Rohit Sharma doesn't fit into the Indian Test team anymore. White ball, yeah, yes. I think this should be his last IPL. I think the motivation, the hunger that has somehow gone out of him. Like he's just waiting for miracles to happen. Once or twice it happens in international cricket, but. But it's not going to happen anymore. Barring his brand value, I don't see anything in Rohit Sharma's game that should help him stay along.
Yeah, that was a big call by Dwepan, and I think he was looking partially towards Gaurav when he was making those comments. Gaurav is smiling, but so is Dwepan. But Gaurav, finally, there's a question for you. I'll just update you guys. Bengaluru are unchanged. They are going to ball first, and Dwepan was right. Vanindu Asranga has come in to the 11 in place of Vanindu. Vanindu Asranga has come in place of Fazalak Faruqi. So that's the change that Royals have made. We'll obviously get more details as the time progresses. One final thing to you, Gaurav. Sai Sudarshan, England Test Series. Is there a chance, or Abhimanyu Ishwaran will once again travel as a tourist?
I wish it is Amir and he gets somewhere along the way, he gets a chance. Rohit Sharma opts out by the fourth test and he gets a chance. But really, I mean, because see, Sai Sudarshan, I don't think so because उनका first class record कुछ खास नहीं है. He's got an average of 39, I think, first class. And I saw him in Mumbai on a cement track. थोड़ा सा struggle कर रहे थे. Still work in progress, I think, in that area. अगर उनका कहीं chance है, तो as per IPL, I think it should be in the T20 side. That's it. I mean, again, we don't have enough one days, to sort of make a case for him. And if he does well in the T20 side, then maybe go into the white ball, into the ODI side. But definitely at some point he needs to be, Sai needs to be blooded. I mean, this is amazing consistency. The guy is competing with Pooran for the Nicholas Pooran for the orange cap, and that itself tells you how much consistency is displayed. Almost every game there he scored a half century and a fairly quick half century at that. Brilliant wrist work है उनका. Short selection on the offside is brilliant. I think very very good prospect. What people have been telling me since the time. Those people who have been with him on trips to 8 hours and all have been telling me about his immense potential. So the guy will get his chances very soon. I think maybe another stint in county cricket should help. Should help him own his game. But definitely one for the future and one for the near future. Not for
Okay,
now.
breaking Breaking news: Gaurav feels that Rohit will go to England, and Dwaypan says very frankly his passport should be kept with Gaurav and not been allowed to go to England. So we'll find out more as the days go along. You guys watching us on whichever platform, remember that you can share all your personal details with Gaurav Gupta. He'll probably tell you your future as well and keep you informed of all your career, personal, professional details. You can keep it with him. He'll help you. Decide your future and plan your future better. That's it, gentlemen, tonight or today afternoon on the show of Beyond the Boundary. We'll be back again tomorrow. Dwaipan, Nitin, Gaurav, thanks a lot for joining us today. We'll be back
Thank
again
you.
tomorrow. Till then, all of you, please take very good care of yourselves. It's goodbye from all of us.